Platforms are extremely inconsistent when it comes to enforcing content guidelines. One day, hentai, gore, and violence will be allowed, and the next day it won't be. And unfortunately, there is a difference depending on the size of your company. If you're AAA, you can publish whatever you want, but if you are indie, you are scrutinized. And unfortunately, that is happening right now with the Great Rebellion because Nintendo of America and Europe have banned the Great Rebellion Edition 2084 because they determined it contained content that could be damaging to their brand. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, just a few months ago, we were all talking about Visa and MasterCard unfairly forcing censorship onto certain platforms. They were forcing the Steams of the industry to regulate their content way more, and their excuse was, oh, it could be damaging to the Visa or MasterCard's reputation or brand. But it looks like across the board, companies are saying this, and this is now a big excuse to censor certain content because Cult Games shares more details on why Nintendo of America banned the Great Rebellion Edition 2084. Now, I have spoken with these developers before. I have spoken with the founder, and he's great. He's very passionate about this industry, and of course, this is going to severely hurt his company and also his brand going forward. This was unfortunately a situation that happened very quickly. I mean, he was blindsided by this. The game had been banned just a day before its planned release on November 21st, so 2 days ago. And the reason that he got, of course, was ridiculous. We're talking about Nintendo here. And yes, I mean, if you go back, 20, 30 years, Nintendo was very censorship heavy. And since about 2015, they actually had gotten a lot lighter when it came to the censorship. They were not restricting as much content. It seemed that they were not censoring as much as their competition. But now that you have the Visa and MasterCard situation and you have the industry rapidly changing, they're going back to their good old roots of BS. So the trailers and the title were already reviewed and approved, and age ratings were set, he explained. The shop pages had been up for wish listing the last weeks. We then heard from Nintendo of America yesterday, followed by Europe, and we expect the same to come from Japan soon. As for why the game was banned, he said, "We can only speculate that a personal attack on us may have been communicated to Nintendo. This edition 2084 version has been specifically adapted by us to make sure it adheres to Nintendo's content guidelines." And yes, they did alter a little bit of content to get it on the platform. We are talking about an indie developer here who wants to be able to create more games in the future, so they need this game to sell, and I don't necessarily blame them, but apparently it just wasn't enough for Nintendo, and who knows what Nintendo would have wanted if this wasn't good enough for them. He did conclude the video stating, "We are in ongoing talks with Nintendo to understand exactly what content it is that they are concerned about and whether we can make changes to get the game approved. We promise to keep you updated every step of the way." And this is terrible that this happened a day before it was supposed to release, because of course this does reflect really poorly on the developers. I, of course, don't blame them, but there are going to be people out there who are going to say, "Oh my gosh, this sucks. I want to support you, but now I'm going to wait." And ultimately, the game might not ever be released in the eShop. It may never be allowed. And it also can still be bought on the Japanese Nintendo eShop after being removed from America and the European store. So it seems that across the board, it wasn't very consistent. Not that I'm particularly surprised by that, though, given they're not consistent. This is unfortunate, but it's the truth. One day they will allow hentai and blood and gore, but the next day they will allow none of that. It is a sad reality for developers, but especially indies who might be putting their own money into it. They might have put thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into creating an experience, and then the day before it's supposed to release, they're slapped with a, well, this actually can't launch now. Nintendo had determined that it contained content that could be damaging to their reputation or brand, and I did see the emails. I'm not going to share them just in case, he doesn't want them shared, but he did send them to me. This is what they said, and he is trying to get more clarification, but it has been, radio silent. And he went on to reveal that he did inquire as to what Nintendo deemed in the game could be damaging to its reputation, but has not heard anything from Nintendo in response. In fact, he shared that this Nintendo Switch version of the game had been toned down and they had adapted it. They removed all of the overt political satire in it. It's pretty much just a standard cyberpunk game. It's tame. There's nothing really bad in it, but that, of course, is not good enough for them. And this does suck because, as you can see, if we take a look at Steam, this game has overwhelmingly positive reviews. Everybody who played this basically loved it and said it was really good, it was really fun, based AF and really hard. This game is a beautiful pixel parody of the modern audience and does a great job encapsulating everything wrong with the current day agenda. If you hate the WEF and love fun games, you will own this game and be happy. Straight up right-wing propaganda, which is nice because I've really been tired of all the left-wing propaganda that's been on the news lately. 10 out of 10. Flawless execution, balance between difficulty and reward, a plethora of contemporary satiric comedy. And yeah, it seems that they just are not happy with satire. I can't say I'm surprised given the state of the video game industry, but yeah, I mean, that, in my opinion, seems to be the number one reason why this game was ultimately banned from sale. Now, maybe they'll reverse course, maybe they'll allow it after pushback, who knows, but I definitely wouldn't bet on it, and that sucks to say. Good multi-stick action, great gameplay, great music, great laughs. The Great Rebellion is a fantastic game. The pixel art is gorgeous, the music is catchy, and the gameplay is responsive. That is essential for a bullet hell title like this. I normally dislike roguelike games, but this one was fantastically balanced, with each run giving you enough new unlocks to motivate you to try again, as well as enough health drops to not force you into an overly cautious playstyle. At times it may feel a bit chaotic to avoid all the projectiles, but once you have the triple air dash, you can survive easily. So yeah, across the board, it was positive reviews, and luckily gamers are not going to be silent. They are commenting on threads on social media, sharing this story around, and I highly recommend you give this video a like, share it, go over to the Great Rebellion's X. All of the links will be down below, but if you do want to support the developer, I highly recommend checking out their Patreon. You get dev updates, early demos, concept arts, live Q&As. This is the best and most consistent way to support the developer at this point, because unfortunately you can't even rely on being able to buy it on major platforms. It is up on Steam. You can go over there and buy it. It's not an extremely expensive game, right? It's only $15.99, so that would be really cool. And ultimately, I will be keeping my eye on this. I hope Nintendo reverses course. I hope Nintendo at least gives some sort of explanation, but the Great Rebellion is having some major problems now, and Nintendo of America has essentially banned it from sale. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.